We at work decided to hop on, chop it up with individuals. See what's the talk of the town. It's going down. The word on the curve, you heard me. Today here in Southern California, it is a lovely day. Weather's nice for my taste, right? I prefer the cool weather, right? The more gloomy style. Just because, it gives us a break from the heat. So it's a nice day in the sense of freshness. It's fresh. They did say it was going to rain later on today, but I don't think so. I just think it's, will be cool, which is good. We needed a break from the heat. I know we the people of the sun, but sometimes we need a break from the sun as well. Well, I wanted to hop on and see what's good with the folks in the lokes. Whoopsie. Whoa. Now, for those who are curious, I am still doing rap reactions on my other channel, right? I recently reacted to the few tracks of Will Smith's album. You guys want to scope that out? And in this channel, I did drop my opinion on when and where era in California was the worst in its history. Thoughts on the government shutdown? Thoughts on the government shutdown is that the Republicans need to stop playing games. The reason why we know it's more from the Republican side of things is because you even have members that are from the Republican side that are saying that, their side is bullshitting. Like Taylor Greene, and then the one from Alaska, and where's the other Republican from? North Carolina wasn't. I think it was North Carolina, but I'm not too sure on that one, right? But you have few Republicans already that are like, yeah, over here they playing too much bullshit. Because right now the government is shut down because the Democrats are using, the reason why they're blaming the Democrats is the Democrats are making a stand right here because of the Medi-Cal. They're asking, they're asking for an extension and money for people who have been cut off Medi-Cal, right? Meaning those who are like the elderly, the sick, veterans, that what the fuck? Like, what are they gonna do? So what are they supposed to do now? Right? But Donald Trump ain't trying to do all that, bro. He ain't trying to do all that. So he's like, nah, fuck that. So this is why we have this stalemate, right, that we have right now. These people are trying to get these people Medi-Cal, so they're using this as their leverage. And Donald Trump is like, yeah, well, sabes que, fuck you guys. So right now we're just waiting to see which side will give in first. And meaning which side will have more people calling and complaining to their senators, right? Once they start to feel the pressure, they'll be like, okay, you know what? Hey, we need to start. That's how you get the sides breaking. You get people that live in the places calling their senators and governors and being like, hey, what the fuck, blah, blah, blah. So they start to feel the pressure. Then they talk to Trump and they're like, hey, bro, hey, I'm getting fucking heat over here, bro. Like, what the fuck? We got to do something. Because then if not, when it comes to voting again, they're going to lose their jobs, right? And they ain't trying to do that. They ain't trying to lose their jobs, right? And why should it be important to Donald Trump is that if they lose their jobs, that means that it'll probably be Democrats that take over those seats. They take over the House, then he's fucked. So we're just right now playing to see who's the side that will give in first. Natural vitamin D is good for us. Yeah, but sometimes we need a break, man. Sometimes we be getting hot as fuck. My dad has been out of work for a week now. Yeah, and we don't know how long it's gonna last until, But normally it shouldn't last no more than a month. No more than a month. I doubt it'll even get to that point. Normally these, they only last like about a few weeks. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, are out of work, right? Now I know that not the senators and all of them. We know they still getting paid, right? But meaning everyone else that works for the government, so. And that's still their team nonetheless, so they gonna feel the pressure. Yeah, but these are all games being played by Donald Trump. And we know that this is true because even some of the Republicans are already being like, hey, with that big beautiful bill, hey, nah, hey, a lot of people are gonna be losing their Medi-Cal. And they're like, shut up, bro, don't say nothing. That's why they're starting to speak up because they're like, hey, I'm getting a lot of complaint. I'm getting a lot of people, that are worried about, hey, that what's going on, you know? Because Donald Trump can lie all he wants. He can go on camera and lie all he wants, and everybody else that is not affected would think that he's telling the truth, right? But the people that are starting to feel it, they're starting to wake up and realize, hey, you know what? Everything this motherfucker's saying isn't true. They think that everybody's lying about Donald Trump until it starts to affect them. Then they wake up like, oh, damn, everybody was right. Like, yeah, bro, people aren't just fucking over here making shit up about the guy. I mean, there is some that are fucking haters, but like, I mean, what he's doing with Israel and Gaza, I mean, that's all right. That's cool. That's cool. Look, he's doing something. He's trying to peace treaty. Even though there's probably some fucking shenanigans behind the scenes of why he's doing it, nonetheless, hey, at least it's bringing a stop to the violence. So, even though he probably has some other motives to why he's doing it, I mean, it's still stopping the killing. So, I mean, that's still a good thing. Even though he's probably, scamming or some shit like that, right? But at least people ain't dying, though. Yo, what up? What's cracking like in? What's cracking like in, Mr. Pasa's definitely up in the casa. How's your day? Good. How about yours? Trump don't give a fuck about how many people lose it. Oh, no! My boy, he's a businessman. He don't give a fuck about nothing. Not even his own kids, bro. He's gonna care about people in America. Bro don't even care about his kids. How can you say that? He cares about his kids. Bro wasn't even willing to be there for his son's birth, bro. He was over there banging Stormy Daniels while his wife was giving birth. Go see my son being born? Go bang a porn star. See my son being born? Go bang a porn star. Such a difficult choice. Fool has no shame, huh? So when people be like, hey, she's a bitch, you don't even let that fool hold her hand in public. Well, I wonder why. She wasn't only in fucking labor while that fool's over here having the time of his life with Stormy Daniels. I wonder what she could be mad at. Even though she's probably gold digger herself. Most likely, but still. President Trump is a hero? Okay, I'm not ignorant, but how is he a hero though? Like, exactly. Maybe you could convince me. Maybe if you give me like your perspective, I could then be like, oh shit, you're right. Hey, that fool is kind of a hero. Don't think that I'm being sarcastic or smart ass. No, like maybe stuff that I'm just not aware of. And you know, I'm open to the ideas. I'm an open-minded person because so far nobody can tell me anything that he has done that's actually good or why he's the greatest president of all time. And I don't want anybody to say because of the immigration and the deportation, because Obama deported more people than Donald Trump. It's not even close. Donald Trump is not even close to reaching the numbers that Obama deported. And everybody knows that the MAGA movement and the right hate Obama, don't like Obama. So they can't say because of the immigration, because then that would mean that Obama's the GOAT by your definition. And clearly, y'all don't like Obama, so therefore, that reason would be invalid. Because if you're going to use that, then that would make Obama the GOAT. Because he deported way more. And we know this to be facts. The numbers are there. So what exactly has he done that's good, though? Out of curiosity. What did you say? It's crazy. Laid off so many. Oh no, there's been facilities that have laid off way more, workers, because of Trump's actions. There's been a loss of a lot of jobs. You know, the person that he had appointed to be in charge of releasing the numbers, right, when it comes to the numbers, when it comes to how many jobs are being created, how many jobs are being lost, and all that, right? So they released a report showing what the numbers say, and it was negative, right? There was more jobs being lost than being created. He fired her. He fired her because he said supposedly she released a untrue document, which is like, no, everyone did the numbers. She's right. She just was doing her fucking job, bro, that you put her assigned to. She just did her job. She just reported what the number said. Here are the number, and you fired her. So meaning now the next person that he puts in charge, right? And when they release the report, we can't believe that report. How can we believe the report if we know that he fired the person when they released the truth? That was crazy. And I don't know how people can still stand by him. It's insane. Don't get me wrong. I know that the left sucks. Trust me. But, I mean, come on now. It's actually sickening how much I've been agreeing with the left on things of lately. You like Jamaican food? I never tried Jamaican food. Is it good? What would it be like their main dish that's popular? Because I reside in California, here in the area of Los Angeles, and you mostly find pure just Mexican food around. It's rare you get a restaurant that sells food from like some other parts of the world. I wouldn't mind visiting them. Like, oh shit, hey, let's scope this place out. Oxtail. Orale. All right. It's fire or what? Have you tried Korean barbecue? Yeah, I tried Korean barbecue. My love bug is definitely up in the building. Love you, baby. As a matter of fact, they opened one by my pad that my wife's been wanting to go to. And we'll probably go to it on my day off. That shit barely open, so. And it's called Korean Barbecue Buffet. I think that's the name of it. Still chicken. Orale, all right. Still cheesesteak? I wonder if there's a Jamaican fucking restaurant around this bitch. There probably isn't, though. You have a lot of Philly cheesesteak places, though. That you do. They recently opened one by my pad, too, of Philly. I think it's called Philly cheesesteak. I haven't been to it, though, yet. Yeah, I'll probably Google that shit. Like Jamaican restaurants. That's what this area needs. It needs a little bit more different flavors around this bitch. Because, you mostly get a pure American and Mexican restaurants. There's so many fucking McDonald's and Wendy's and Jack Carl's Jr.'s. And there's a lunch truck every other fucking street. Like, bro, let's try to put something different, bro. Let's put some fucking food from, I don't know, fucking Russia. Some food from fucking New Zealand. Or Slovakia. Hey, who knows? That shit might be good. One of these countries that you rarely hear from, like Qatar. Nah, no lie, there's some countries that I'm like, what? That's a country. It's like some of the most unknown countries in the world, huh? Or Mediterranean food. Serio. Some French food, huh? Some fucking what is that shit called? The snails? Some turbo. Nah, some escargot. I don't know about these snails, bro. Like, bro, I'm not gonna pay all that feria for something I could get in my backyard. It's not happening. I don't give a fuck what they add to that shit. Like, you telling me I gotta pay how much to get something I could get by lifting up a brick in my backyard? Oh, my boy, come on now. That's why if I go to Mexico, I'm not paying money to eat a taco de chapulines. You can get them in the yarda. Would it be the MAGA movement to be but in their tongue and admit? No. The MAGA movement will never admit that Trump is wrong. They'll stand by him to the end of time. It's important for them. You have to understand that the MAGA movement is not just like a political group. You know, it ties in more with their psyche. If they were to admit that Donald Trump is wrong and there was a wrong pick, that would mean that there's something wrong with the side that they're picking as in politics, meaning the right, meaning their parents, since most likely their parents were probably Republican, meaning they were wrong in their views, meaning now they're living wrong in their views, and they're just not willing to accept that and own that, bro. You know, there's some people that just don't like to admit that they're wrong or like to think that their views and values are, wrong. And by that, even though saying that he's making mistakes doesn't, tie into that, in their mind it does. In their mind it does. It might as well mean the same shit. Because when they do interview like MAGA people, right? They don't know why they like Donald Trump. They can't give one reason, and they can't give no reasons of why he or what he has done that they like. The only reason why they like him is because of what he says about the left, right? Because the left is to blame as well. Because the left does do, they do try to make fun of the right, meaning that they're dumb, they're uneducated, they're like hillbilly rednecks, So they feel some type of way about it, right? Or they feel some type of way about those individuals, right? So this shit became more personal than actually, political. Just look at all the videos of the Trump rallies and the people that they interview in the Trump rallies. There's some people that go wearing trash bags because they said that since the left says that all Trump supporters are trash, they're going and dressed as trash, kind of like a haha type of moment, even though it's stupid in itself, right? But that gives you an idea of how they feel about these individuals, say, or what they say about them. Most people that are Democrats or Republicans are only Democrats and Republicans because their parents were Democrats and Republicans, and the people they associate with are Democrats and Republicans. They don't want to be outside of the groups, right? It's more of sheep behavior. Why are you a Democrat? I don't know. I've been a Democrat my parents were Democrats. It's like the whole religion. Why are you Catholic? Why are you Christian? Oh, I was raised Christian. My parents are Christian. Well, that's cool. Yeah. But ask why you Christian and Catholic, not why your parents are Catholic and Christian. Saying why are you in church? Don't give me because your parents brought you. No, I'm asking why you like it, why you're here. Don't. I don't know why people always say because of their parents. Like, no, I'm asking you the question though. Because then, if not, it's meaningless. You're only here because, like, it's what your parents did, and that's probably what they would like. So you're only doing it to make your parents happy, then, not actually here because you want to be here. So you might as well not even be there. Who is that behind you? My shadow. How long should I cut my lawn for? Yo, yo, hello, bro. What's good? He said, I'm not eating no damn snail. They say it's good. It's good for you. It makes you fast, like turbo. Ah. Last time I went to the LA, I think I seen Armenian. Oh, yeah. You're right. There is some Armenian restaurants. You do have certain areas that you do get like Glendale, for example, where there's a lot of Armenians. Yeah, Glendale and like Burbank, they do have a big population of Armenians there. That's where they landed. That's how Southern California works. You know, these people migrate all to the same locations. Like people that are Middle Eastern, they normally, travel to the area of Bell, and that's where they choose to reside. Because there's a lot of people that are, Middle Eastern in Bell. Why everyone chooses to land in the same area, I have no idea. Maybe they feel more comfortable around their own. I don't know. What's cracking like a dashboard? What's good? Chilling, carnal. Cuban, the YouTube yarda is going down. Dubs still, says, Dubs is still walking, so that speaks about the. Why are people looking for something bad to happen to Dubs? You look like a Mexican gangster, bro. Probably because I am. I was at the mall earlier today, and I saw, and she shoes, and they were hell of expensive. Yeah, serio. And I'm telling you, bro, I don't know. Every time I see, like the Louis Vuitton, the Versace, and all that shit, I'm looking at it, right, and I don't see what people are seeing. Like, I don't know why people like it so much. Like the design is so basic, though. Like this you get what I'm saying? I'm like, what? Like, I don't see what people see. Like, why do people like it so much? Like, I don't get it. Like, what is it? Because the shoes and the clothing. I mean, I don't see the big. I don't see the big wow. I really don't. You know. I don't know. That's why, to me, I just feel like people just do it because of the whole status behind it, and that way people can see that you have money, and people just crave that attention. That's the reason why I say that, because I just don't see what people see, or why they crave it so much or want it so much. If I was to win all kinds of money right now, I would not change the way I live. I would now not all of a sudden now start going and buying Versace, Louis. Why would I do that? I don't see what people are seeing. I don't see why they like it so much, right? So why would I go and purchase that? Like, why would I all of a sudden, my whole style change? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, nah, but then that way people could see that you balling. Ah, why the fuck do I care for that? Why would I care for that? I could care less if they think I'm balling or not. I don't care. What are your thoughts on people who worship, worship fire and the sun and the moon and the water and stuff like that? Like, back in the days, I could understand why people did it back in the days, right? Man, this is one thing that man does have. Man needs to understand how stuff works, and it's the curiosity within us. We just need to know why things work and how they work and why things are the way that they are, right? So when things were happening back then that people just didn't have the knowledge to, right? They had no knowledge, right? They needed to find some type of explanation. So for the times, they came up with whatever, at the time was probably the best, you know, ideas, I guess. Right? So I could understand why people thought, especially when you see just, fire starting out of nowhere, right? Because, the weather, right? They probably were thinking, like, what the fuck is going on, right? Or you see tornadoes or hurricanes or all of that, right? So they must have thought something is creating this, right? They had enough sense to know that something is starting this, but what can it be? And that's the reason why they thought of, fire gods and water gods and, blah blah blah. Because they know that stuff happens for a reason. What is that reason? You know, one of the most interesting things about science is, um, you know, people are religious. You know, they you know, they're people hold a strong respect for religion and the Bibles and stuff like that, right? But what man has been able to achieve and create for our survival has been at the expense, right? Because we've been doing everything. The Bible told us that this and this is the reason why stuff works. Scientists went and tested it out, realized that that can't be, and then went against their religious views and their religious values and found, answers, right? Like that's the reason why we're able to travel to space, why we were able to create medicines. People went against what the Bible was saying. They chose to challenge that word and, you know, and see for themselves. But they went against the holy word. Because if people were to really just believe what the Bible was saying and religion is saying, we would have never prospered and grown as a civilization. You know, we would have still been, with the like, no medicine and the advancements and all the shit that we're able to do now. If people were just to really just sit and pray rather than to actually go and try to find a solution. Like there was a report released saying that numbers show that less people nowadays are religious, right? And those who are going, and more the ones that go to like universities, colleges, and everything like that, right? And more the ones that become scientists and everything like that. And they were trying to look into it and stuff like that. And people were actually wowed by that when like Neil Tyson said the more interesting part is actually the ones that still believe in that, right? Because everything that you study and know completely goes against what it says, right? So how can you still be religious, right? That's the more interesting part, and it's true. And it's probably due to several components, right? Maybe the fear of death, maybe the fear of what their parents might think of them now. A lot of people don't want to um, disappoint their parents or go up against their upbringings and how they were raised. So maybe out of respect, también. It's crazy though. Yeah, oh, I don't know, my boy. Trump needs to get impeached for real. Yes. At first, I was like, nah, let's give him a chance because I'm a fair person, even though I don't like the motherfucker and I didn't like him. I'm fair, right? I'll give him a chance. Maybe he might prove me wrong. Maybe he might actually be good this term. Fuck it. Let's see what he's got. He was making a lot of mistakes, and we're still like, nah, well, he's fucking up, but it's still not something why he should be impeached for, Like, come on, people are over exaggerating. Chill. Then he started fucking up more and more. Yeah, he's just stupid, but still not worthy of impeachment. Even though the deportations and everything, yeah, scandalous, but it's not worth impeachment. Why now I think he should be impeached is that now he's going up against federal judges and judges' rulings in themselves. There's, setting what the law is, and he's going against them. And now when you're going up against, not just Democratic judges, but even Republican judges now, right? Like the recent one in Oregon. This already that you're just not caring for the law or what the judges are saying is reckless behavior already, and that in itself should be, more than enough for impeachment. you know, the reason he's going after his political, opponents as well, that's an impeachment, reason right there, right? But Pam Bondi, Cash Patel, his puppets, his puppeteers sucking him up. Literally, he put the word. That's how I know he learned from his first presidency. His first presidency, some of the people that he put in the staff, people are like, damn, what the hell? Because their personalities really don't match and shit like that, right? So Trump was actually trying to do it the right way his first term, but then he realized that's where he fucked up because these people were not listening to him because they were like, nah, we can't do that, bro. That's breaking the law. So Trump realized, fuck, man, why did I put these people? These people are goody two-shoes that follow the rules. Even though some of them were still shady, but not shady like that, right? This term he knew, nah, I can't put people that are actually have credentials for these departments. I have to put people that are actually my friends that will listen to me. That's why all the people that he's assigning have no experience whatsoever in the fields that he's assigning to. Like Linda McMahon for being the one running the education, or Kash Patel leading the FBI. The fuck? Like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? That is crazy. Or that one bitch that he recently put, the one that won the, what's it, Miss America or Miss USA or whatever the fuck, right? Like, she has no experience. Oh my God, Trump, you're full of shit. Yeah, that was crazy. And no, I am not a Democrat or a liberal. I don't even like the left. I don't like the right either. But, fuck. This guy's just, it's out of control. He needs to be impeached, for sure. Nah, Gavin Newsom sucks too. Right now, he's only looking good because, he's going up against Trump, that I'm agreeing with him. I guess the friend, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Right? Because Gavin Newsom sucks, but at least he's trying to do something. I feel sick just saying that. About time he fucking does something. Shit. That's on people who say that it's weird for criminals and gangs to have morals when you can't follow basic laws in society. See, they have morals, but everybody draws a line. Everyone draws a line somewhere, including those who even are holy people, like religious people, right? Even they draw the line somewhere where you can see their customs, go. Because if it wasn't so, they wouldn't be eating pork and shit like that, like it rightfully says in the Bible, right? But they still do it, right? So they pick and choose. Right? Same with the criminals. They pick and choose that. So that's why when people be like, oh, well, how could they do that? I think it's strange because they themselves do it too. Like, the hypocrisy is real, right? Because it's like, well, you go to church, right? And you eat pork, but yet in the Bible it says, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but see, it's like, so it works the same. It's just human behavior. That's how humanity just works. There's certain individuals, even though they're, like, I recently did a video yesterday, right, about the Ed Kemp and Hubert Mullins, how they didn't like each other, right? Ed Kemp said that Mullins' crimes were horrendous and horrible. He said he killed people for absolute. Keep in mind, these are both serial killers that killed, multiple people, more than like 20 people each. This guy saying that guy was a monster, that he killed people for absolutely no reason, and that his crimes were despicable because that he was just killing people just for the fuck of it, and he thought that was just, barbaric. Keep in mind, this is the same man that killed women, chopped their heads off, raped his mom, chopped her head off, and he's saying that this guy right here is a fucking monster. And Mullins didn't like Kemp because he said that he killed people for a sexual nature, and that he found sickening. That's why they couldn't get along. Like, what are you, like, you both are some weirdos, but they have lines that they draw, right? This guy wouldn't, for sexual nature, he just wasn't down with that. This guy wasn't down just killing just anybody. He had a specific type. As strange and as crazy as that is, people do have moral grounds that they don't cross. They won't cross it. They might do some other shit, but they wouldn't do this. Why that is? Psychologically, you would have to, sit down with that individual, because each individual would be different of the reasons why they do what they do, right? But it's tied to something psychologically. What that is, I don't know. We would have to, each individual, we would have to find out, right? But yeah, but individuals do have moral grounds that they don't cross. people look at gang members like, oh, these pieces of shit. They can't follow the law. These guys are the worst of society and everything like that. As a matter of fact, most people wish death upon these individuals. These individuals should be incarcerated and rot in jail and given the death penalty and everything. That's strange because gang members target other gang members. Gang members are out there killing other gang members. That is who they're killing. That is who they're targeting, other gang members. So you would feel that society would be happy with the things that they're doing, right? Yet they're not, right? They're mad that they're killing other gang members, but I thought you guys didn't like gang members. So which one is it? I don't know. Strange behavior by people. That's because sometimes, the gangbanging and innocent people get killed, bro. Innocent people die out there when they're gangbanging. Hey, when you're cheering on the military, let me tell you, when they're out there in combat, innocent people are dying too. Innocent people are dying. There's a lot of evidence to prove that. Look at the bombs that we dropped on Japan, just as an example. Right? But yeah, you cheer them people on. Hey, all them people that they dropped that bomb on Japan, what the fuck did they have to do with anything? Women, children, pregnant people, dogs, animals. What do they have to do with anything? And yet you celebrate these motherfuckers. You give them holidays. You cheer them on. You say that they're heroes. The hypocrisy is insane in America. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lunch break is over. Good job picking up with you guys, and we out.